we now continue to discuss more about the European Championship. Uh, we'll be discussing Cristiano Ronaldo, who's going to be back on the big stage. Actually, this is going to be a preview over. Well, right now. We're in Group D. We'll be doing Group E on Monday, and then we'll be doing Group F on Tuesday. So this is kind of a preview of Tuesday's segment where we'll be previewing another European Championship group, but because that's when we'll be discussing Portugal's group. But I just, I wanted to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo and the impact that he can have. Ronaldo's journey over the past few years has been interesting. They made the move to Saudi, and a lot of people assumed, that's there goes potentially his Portugal career. And there's a lot of pundits out there saying, okay, he was a headache at the World Cup. There's no denying that. It's time Roberto Martinez, he has to come in and he has to lay down the law. Ronaldo's done from representing Portugal, all that. That's what a lot of pundits and a lot of guys in the media and all that were saying. But Roberto Martinez has came in and he's done the opposite. He's came in and immediately started him. And it's turned out well for them because Cristiano Ronaldo has been brilliant in the qualifiers. 10 goals in 10 games, gone under the radar too in terms of, he was the complete attention with the issue that happened at United and the fact that the World Cup, the issues that happened at the World Cup, and the cameras were always on him. I remember the game against Switzerland when he was benched. Every 2-3 minutes they were queuing to the bench. They were getting that camera on Ronaldo, and he's been a huge part of the show, and in a bad way over the past few years. But now he's gone under the radar. Went in and had an amazing year in the Saudi League in terms of production. Historical season that goes under the radar because of the Saudi League. But also, nobody talks about how impressive he was in the European qualifiers. He was very, very good. And Roberto Martinez, he actually, in today's press conference, he said this: there is no other player in world football who can bring what Cristiano can bring to the locker room. It's going to be his 6th European Championship. He is the only player to have played in 5 European Championships. We are talking about a unique feat in world football, and this experience is important. Then we have the other players on the field and decisions to make. Cristiano is ready to help and give everything he can. Ronaldo scored 35 goals for Al Nassr this season. A brilliant campaign. Had a brilliant individual season despite that they didn't win any silverware. And the form only speaks for himself. He's came in and he's done exactly what he's done for Al Nassr, and he's replicated that with his country. When you see the 10 goals he scored during Euro qualifiers in 10 games, a goal a game, that's all you could ask for a 9. Martinez also said, I think Cristiano has had a very consistent performances for his club. There's no doubt that he is an incredible finisher. Experience is very important during the tournament, also due to mix of new blood in the dressing room. It is important to manage the experience of players like Pepe or Cristiano. There has to be an environment where young players believe they can help them. My thing with Cristiano Ronaldo is he was a distraction at the World Cup, but as a leader, he could be very, very beneficial if his ego is not hurt. If he's still able to have a massive impact and he's continuing to play and start for Portugal, he can be a very, very great leader, a leader on the pitch. But he has an ego and he has a desire of playing, and if he is on the bench, then the ego is going to kick in and he's going to become more of a headache than a leader. But if the manager still believes in him and still has him starting, then he's definitely going to be a huge important factor at this European Championship. Not just what he does on the pitch, but the leadership he provides. We see the clips of him coaching during the final. You see during the penalty shootout against Poland, giving a vote of confidence to, I believe it was João Moutinho, saying, it's a penalty, it don't matter anymore, don't be scared, you're gonna take one. There's leadership there, and there's no denying that. He's a very, very good leader. It's just whether or not he is deemed to have an impact, and obviously Roberto Martinez believes he have an impact. This conversation whether or not he's gonna be in the starting 11, he's gonna be in the starting 11, absolutely. He's gonna be in the starting 11, and he's gonna be their most important player at this European Championship. And in my opinion, he's potential. You know, he has a potential chance of winning a potential Golden Boot at this European Championship. The amount of talent they have around him, you know, why couldn't he win Golden Boot? I think, you know, his finishing is still there. Obviously, his fitness levels. He did score 35 goals, so you have to say, because I don't watch much Saudi leagues. He did seem like in the 2022 World Cup, his first touch was off, and he looked a little, what's the word? A little stiff in the way that he moved. He didn't look like his normal self. Maybe that's, you know, just because of the bad form, just in general that he was in, and that was just a bad time in his career. I think right now he's at a very, very good time. What he did at Saudi, the competitiveness is still within him. You could tell the way he reacted after losing that penalty shootout during the cup final for Al Nassr. For me, I think he's primed to have a massive, massive impact for Portugal. Now, the question is, who do Portugal play around him? Who is going to be the other options that play alongside Ronaldo, you know, at this European Championship? Now, I think Ronaldo, you know, he's going to start up top. You know, there's been previous tournaments where they played, you know, in Euro 2021, they fit in Jota alongside Ronaldo. I think they're going to go with Ronaldo alone up there. I think they're going to also play Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, and, you know, obviously Rafael Leao, he's, in my opinion, the most talented winger Portugal has had, but his performance levels for Portugal has not been good enough. They have not been good enough. At the last World Cup, he was mediocre. I think I would not go with him, and I would probably go with I don't know. That's interesting. That's an interesting conversation because, bro, there's so much talent within this team. When you look at João Felix, Bernardo Silva, Rafael Leao, Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo, Jota, I'd probably go with Ronaldo, Jota, and Bernardo Silva. That would be my front three, so I can play Vitinha, Otavio, and Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. And that would probably be my front three, with Jota, Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva. And with Jota and Ronaldo, the good thing about them is they're both interchangeable. You know, sometimes Ronaldo could shift out to the left-hand side and Jota could play more centrally, or vice versa. I think they both play off each other pretty well. And it's not like how they played in Euro 2021, just sticking up those two up top. I did not like that. But having a front three, pushing Bernardo Silva higher up the pitch, and for me, is important. So you can keep the midfield of Otavio, Vitinha, and Bruno Fernandes. So Vitinha is having a brilliant season at PSG. I think he's primed for a breakout tournament for Portugal because you see what he did at the Champions League. He's not afraid of the big time moments. He is a big time player, and I think in the knockout stage games, he will show up for Portugal team. I love what he's made of. He has quality, you know, which I didn't see. I didn't see this level of quality at Wolves. I have to be honest. I'm the first one to admit that I didn't see this quality at Wolves, but he does have quality. But I love the intangibles with him. He's not scared of the moment. He'll show up when his team needs him the most. So yeah, I'd go with that. Now you have flexibility in the fact that you can bring in a João Felix, stick him out on the side. He's also somebody like a Diego Jota. He's interchangeable. You can play him centrally. You can play him on the wing. Rafael Leao, he's someone that gives you something different, more direct, more verticality, pace, will take on someone, open up space for someone else and pinging a ball. Problem with him is his levels for Portugal has not been good enough. And I don't know of Roberto Martinez. I think Roberto Martinez will look at him kind of as a Doku, the way he employed Doku at that last European Championship. Didn't start him in the first few games, but brought him on whenever they needed more verticality, and he actually did end up starting him in the last game against I believe it was Italy. So I could see him having that sort of role for Roberto Martinez at this European Championship.